We are back at the Raven Street Dance Studio. We've been quarantined up for quite some time now, and it looks like we might have to buckle down. So projects are still underway. I just wanted to give a quick sewing tip of the day, which is when you are appliquing a design. A lot of times the design that you're appliquing down, the fabric that is on the bottom, your base, whatever the design is going on top of, is silky fabric. A lot of times with the silky fabrics, you could go with a heavier, but then it makes the outfit heavier. I'm a big fan of making things lightweight because when you are dancing, the lightweight outfits definitely are different. So when you're dancing, it's a lot easier. So I like to work smarter and not harder here at the studio. So by doing so, you could line your fabric, which would make it heavier if you don't go ahead and go with a bridal satin. If you're using a costume satin that would be thinner and cheaper and more lightweight, you're going to need to do something on the back side of your project in order to keep the stitches nice and smooth. If you don't, the stitching can get bunchy and it can also really pull and it will mess up your design. So today I do recommend using a stabilizer on the back side when working with the more lightweight fabrics. Stitch and tear is my favorite. I like to keep scraps, as you know, in my Ziplocs. I don't throw very many things away, and one of which are not only extra fabrics from designs left over, but I like to keep the extra stitch and tear, which is a type of stabilizer that you can purchase at Joann's. I have not seen it at Walmart. It might be at Hobby Lobby as well. So, stitch and tear is exactly how it sounds. You take a piece of it, you add it on the underneath side of your applique design. You can make it look nicer than but I'm just using a scrap. I'm placing it right underneath, not necessarily where it's already got it's thick here, so I don't need it here. If you're trying to conserve on your scraps and just not waste a lot, just go ahead and use the stitch and tear only on the part that's in contact with the lightweight fabric. Slide it up underneath. I would recommend doing this before you actually start sewing. I'm trying to show you guys after the fact, so bear with me. Make sure that the surface is smooth on the underneath side, smooth, and that you're not catching any of the other layers of the dress. That's why I would love to design a free-armed sewing machine, but I probably will stick to my brother for now. All right, so now I have the stitch and tear safely placed underneath of the design and only in the area that I need it. There's no use wasting it underneath of the thick part because it's already stabilized enough. So now that it's underneath, I have my presser foot down. I will continue to zigzag. Make sure, like I said, that it's smooth and all of the other areas of the dress are not in the way or in danger of getting sewn. So I proceed sewing here. And then after I sew, I will pull it from underneath and the stitch and tear will do exactly how it sounds. It will rip and tear off. Okay? Save that for later on. And then now you see that the stitching is nice and smooth and that it's not bunched up even on the lightweight parts of your project. So that is my sewing tip of the day. Stitch and tear, saving scraps, and keeping crafty with the Raven Street Dance Studio. Shki.